Hello. It feels like it's been so long, I forgot how to tweet about the stream. We're in it now, though. It's happening. Let's just get into it, I guess. Okay. I saw this post somewhere recently, and I kind of want to draw it. So I will.
A fine kind of bear he turned out to be.
Ah,
He didn't even know how to act like a bear.
Takeru. Thank you for the subscription, I appreciate it. And a fine uwu to you too. That was more fun to say than I expected. Like, I had a feeling it was going to be fun to say, but it turned out it was more fun also. True wizard. How are you and your magics? Stole Ritz from your kitchen. I mean, if it was your kitchen, is that really stealing it? You gotta ask yourself these questions, you know? Eating them happily. That's good. It's over, hello. Darkvin. Thank you for the follow, I appreciate it. His neck is too long, so we need to move his shoulders forward. And I'll put a hand here, I think. do I do commissions? I don't. That is a level of stress I am not currently willing to take on. But if things calm down in my life, I would be willing to do that. But I don't really want to mention like prices or anything, because then that makes people assume that like, hey, that's a thing he's doing, when it is not really. I need this to be a straight line. Where's that thing? Here it is. I found it. Drawing assist. Make sure that this is flat. Jesse was pretty spot on, actually. It's just the other boy. Oh, it's this. Turn that off and turn that off. So easy and graceful. Well, I'm glad that you think so. Need to move these things up a little higher. And I want this to be like a vertical line, basically. Alright, so this might be enough to kind of get started here on like a semi-refined, here's what I'm actually drawing kind of thing. Something like this. I don't know, does Jesse feel too small here? I think he kind of does. I don't know if I really have a way to make him less small. Other than like his neck a little further up or something. That might work. Hmm. That might be how I have to do this as well. It's just kind of bring his shoulders up a little higher. Uh, Probably needs to be a little bigger. Random hello. How are you? How's the Forbidden West going? Is it as forbidden and western as you would hope? Even more so. Lovely. I've been hearing a lot of a lot of the same sort of thing about that game, which is like that it's not a bad game, but it's like another one of those. Here's a whole open world and a whole lot of stuff to see while you're going from one place to another. Look at all this stuff on your map. You better go check it out. But I heard if that's like the sort of thing you want to play, then it's very good. But the general sentiment seems to be like, it's not a bad game, it's just that a lot of people are getting tired of this genre of game at this point. Which is no fault of Horizon's, but... But the other thing about it, 3,
A fine kind of bear he turned
that I've been
out.
hearing is that,
He didn't even know how to
just
act
like the
a
first
bear.
game, it is very unfortunately timed. Like the first one came out right before Breath of the Wild, so that was the only thing anybody was talking about. And this one came out like right before Elden Ring, and that's all anybody's currently talking about. Turnip. Hello. 16 months. Oh. So many months. I've been streaming for that long? What the heck? I was never gonna play Elden Ring. Yeah, same. But these boys are. That's what this one's about today. Somewhere is the center. Here it is. That doesn't feel like the center though. It feels like it should be this way more. I'll stick with that. Finally have enough to see what this does. What? I'm concerned and confused. Oh geez. Oh boy. Okay. Easter egg time then. What do you want in the drawing? As long as it's nothing crazy, I'll do it. That's what that reward is. I still think he needs to not be this low. Maybe if I bring it up here a little more. No, I can. Kind of give a little more hair and forehead to this boy. My one weakness for how common it occurs in my life is drawing controllers. I have one right next to me, but still, every time it's just like a mystery to me. I know I specifically made this a straight line, but I'm going to make this curve a little bit more. What's the comic about? It's literally just a single panel of like this boy backseat gaming for this boy and him getting frustrated. Originally it was going to be like Elden Ring, where like he's dying to something and then he's like, hey, you should try dodging or something. And then he would be like, it would be much easier to do that with with someone not on my head. Pretty much. That was my initial plan, but Easter eggs tend to change that. Ty, hello, welcome. Is this... That's too big. That should be fine. But yeah, overall it was like, I just wanted to do something kind of simple because I've been doing lots of like longer comics today, or not today, but like lately. And I've exhausted all of my ideas at the moment, except for a really long one that I want to do later. So we just make it a short one today. Oops. Plus I feel like it's been a while since I've drawn these two. Just like hanging out or whatever. Rico, hello. And I'm good, Ty. How are you? Doing good, that's great. What do we got today? Just some boys hanging out, playing some video games. Well, one of them's playing video games and the other one's backseat gaming, but... Is backseat gaming like the name of a YouTube channel? That feels like it would be a thing, right? I feel like it must be. Is that the Elder Ring? I enjoy that very much. Heard it somewhere. Not sure where. I can't tell if you're being serious or not. Game is about old jewelry. Well, I mean, kind of. It's not entirely incorrect, I suppose. From what I understand of the Soulsborne games. Ah. And hello, Jinx. How are you? How goes the grind? It's good. I'm, like... I could continue to grind levels right now, is where I'm at, but I did all the story stuff I wanted to do without getting spoiled. And that was my main goal. I did it on Legendary, which is the new difficulty they added. And I enjoyed it immensely, actually. It was one of those things that I was like, oh, this is how the story was meant to be told the whole time, I'm pretty sure. Um, because that game usually, in terms of like story stuff, right, suffers from this problem of wanting to be accessible to people who don't play it that much or like are new or whatever. Um, but also like wanting to have a story that has like stakes and impact or something. So a lot of the time, like the in years past, the tone of the story has been like, oh no, we gotta stop the really bad guy doing something really bad. Oh, it's gonna be so hard and they're so threatening. And then you do like the story stuff, and then it's just like you show up and the boss just dies because you're too strong. Just like in general, you show up and there's not a problem whatsoever, and you're just like, oh, okay, I guess we solved the problem. But now, because they've added a harder difficulty, you can go through it and sort of like I went through it on the harder one first for a couple of reasons, but the main is because of the story stuff. It like helps you skip leveling and whatever. But I mostly did it because I was tired of that tone in the game where it's like, oh no, bad guys coming to do bad stuff. We gotta stop them. And then you just instantly, stop them with no problem. So now it was like, oh no, the bad guy's here doing bad stuff. Or, oh no, look out, that big scary monster is doing something extra scary. And because you're like, it caps the like the strength that you can be at is what makes the difficulty so hard. So like when they're like, yo, there's a big scary dude over there and he's about to do something real scary to like totally wreck your day, it's like not a joke. They're like, oh wait, actually yes, this person will kill you instantly if they look at you in the wrong way. And you're like, oh, okay. So like the actual bosses felt like actually threatening, and getting to the end was very satisfying. Because it was like, oh, this is how all of these threats should always have been. Trying to convey that his shoulders are up here, but I'm concerned and afraid that it's just gonna make it look like he has no neck or something. We'll see how it plays out. But yeah, my Destiny rant. Witch Queen is good. If you like Destiny at all whatsoever, try it. You'll probably enjoy it. The story was actually interesting. And the rewards were pretty worth it. And you can skip a lot of the hard stuff, kind of, if you want. Getting back into Destiny, yes. I have done the thing. I'm back in it, baby. We're in there. Doing things. Part of me wants to ramble about it more, but also I don't. Because I very much enjoyed it, and for anyone who may be watching this now or possibly later when it's on YouTube or something, if you're at all interested in the story, I don't want to like ruin it for you. Because the story was actually very good this time. There were like lots of twists and turns for anyone who cares about the lore stuff. It's like a full-time job for 2 weeks and then nothing. It was for the past season. Usually the way that it goes is like lots of stuff to do on the front end, and then you've kind of done it, but they trickle content out to you as it goes, like week by week. So you kind of have like a new thing to do every week, but it's not like brand new every week. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, so you did this thing, now you got to do this thing in a different place. Or you did this thing, now you got to do this thing on a harder difficulty. But with this being one of the like bigger story expansions, it was a lot more right out the gate. So I have done most of the things for now. So it'll kind of just be like, all right, maybe something new will happen over the course of the next couple weeks. Man, I don't know how to draw controllers, you guys. I just don't know. I don't understand them. I'm staring at this one that's right next to me, and I just still don't. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Who cares? Yeah, Destiny's pretty good. It's one of those games that, like, I feel like I'm far too invested in for most people I know. Old school Atari one. I would if not for the fact that it's an Elden Ring joke. You can't play that on that thing. Look at that lumpy line. I didn't commit, that's why. Make the controller gold. I will make the controller gold and use the caption, because both of those are very small things. Plus I like that as the quote. It's very good. Give the joke layers. Have I thought about making a Discord server? Yes, I have. And I probably won't. Just because I don't want to manage a Discord server. I have a Discord server for like my friends that's just basically like our group text chat. And I don't like managing that a ton as it is. Like we were doing something D&D related and it was like, okay, so can you make a new thing for us to put the D&D stuff in? Because we want to do like a different one shot or something. And I was like, oh man, I gotta do stuff. Man, I don't want to do things. But at the same time, I feel like no one else would want to do things, so I'm just like the guy who does the things. Feel a little better? That's great. Adding channels, moderating? I know. It's like, yeah, I'm going to come home from work and do additional work. No, thank you. I'll just keep all my interactions on Twitter. Where I can post my little drawings every now and again and like a bunch of like terrible memes. The other not Destiny things I've been doing are like Lost Ark, which I'm probably gonna start trickling my way back into now that I've done all the story things I needed to do to not get spoiled for Destiny. And I had been looking for a new anime to watch now that Demon Slayer is done for the season, I think. Because it's like, I don't want to just watch Attack on Titan. There's gotta be some other anime out there. But I think I found one last night that I'm gonna continue to watch because it's weird and I'm interested. It's what the heck was the name of this anime? Something about Bisco? Susu something Bisco? I don't remember the first word, but it starts with an S. It's a weird one, y'all. It's like post-apocalypse Japan, kind of, I guess, where like a nuke went off or something, and so the whole world is just like a wasteland, I guess, or at least the part of the world that we've seen so far. And there's a group of people called like mushroom hunters or something, and everyone calls them like terrorists because whenever they show up in a town, a bunch of giant mushrooms grow. They can just like cause them to sprout up in like anything. They have like arrows, and whenever they shoot something with their arrow, it causes mushrooms to grow, like giant ones that like destroy whole buildings and stuff. But then at the same time, there's this thing, because it's like the post-apocalypse and everything is a wasteland. There's like this kind of like, it's like kind of cancer almost. They call it rust because it makes it look like your skin is rusting. And whenever one of these mushroom dudes show up, a bunch of rust is also there, and people are like, oh no, they're causing the rust, they're terrorists, we gotta stop them. The most notorious of these terrorist mushroom people, his name is Bisco, and that's why it's called that. But it's very like, there's a lot of weird stuff that happens that I have not received an explanation for, and that's part of why I'm so intrigued by it. Like, for example, my favorite like scene that I saw was also Raito, hello. My favorite like thing that they just kind of said at one point was so for some reason Bisco and the person he shows up with initially are riding through the desert on a giant crab that's not explained. It's just a giant crab, and they're just on it. That's how they get around. And so they're trying to get like past a border checkpoint or something by like sneaking their way through. And so they're on this crab, and they're running from like the guards that get called. And at one point, Bisco says this line, and that like explains. This was the point where I was like, okay, I'm watching this now because I need to understand something that's going on. But he's like, they're running from the guards, and he's like, oh no, they mobilized the hippos. And then a bunch of hippos with cannons on them show up and just start shooting at the giant crab that they're on. And he just says it like so matter-of-factly that it's like, yeah, this is just a thing that exists in the world that I don't need to explain. And then it's like, what's happening? It's very strange. If you're looking for something actiony that leaves you more confused than anything, probably, I would check it out. I don't remember the name, like the full name, but just look for Bisco, Bisco, and you'll probably find it. And like at one point there was a I want to fix this leg. That's why I keep spinning this around. There was like a helicopter or no, it was like a plane that was chasing after them, shooting missiles at them or something. But instead of having like the nose of a plane, it was like the front of a snail. Yeah. That's what it is. Laximus put it in there. But yeah, it was like the front of a snail, and they just didn't explain it. They were just like, "Yeah, it's a snail." What do you want me to say? It just is what it is. Very weird show. Is it on Funimation? I don't know if it's on Funimation. It's on Crunchyroll though. That's where I was watching it. Mm. But yeah, it's a very strange one. Really weird one. I dig it so far. Thought I had fun. No, I have never had Funimation. I don't know. I usually watch everything on Crunchyroll. Except for like the Miyazaki movies that are on HBO. I had that for a while. And still do at this very moment because of Euphoria. But now that that's over, I may not renew it. I may get Amazon instead, so I can watch the end of The Expanse, which I still haven't watched. Speaking of Miyazaki movies, I watched Pompoko not super long ago. Like between the last time I streamed and now, I think. And that is a delightful movie. I had never seen it before, and I enjoyed it. If you're looking for Miyazaki movies to watch, and you want to watch a movie about Little Raccoon Tanuki friends, check that one out. It's pretty cute. I think I'm about good on the line art here. Oops. Gonna grab a shower. Okay. Do not slip and fall. Be very careful. I don't know why I thought that would work. I am on the right layer. Yes, okay. I need to just make it a circle and then fix it. Sometimes I forget that Procreate has this like drawing shapes tool that's very helpful. Using net. Hey, no problem. Happy to help.
And you're gonna make one swell bear.
Just Joseph. Thank you for following, Joseph. I hope you're doing well. I want to make this a color I don't usually use for a background. Let's try this one. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. This? I don't like that one. Lighter one. That's a little better. I want slightly less saturated though. That was too saturated again. That one's not bad. Not bad so far. We'll see how it goes. Pretty. This one feels like it's going to be a quick one. Because I didn't really intend to do a whole lot of lighting and stuff with this. And we're already like on the coloring portion. How's everybody doing, by the way? I don't know if I asked that question yet. But now that we're on the very zen portion that I don't really need to think about too hard, I can pay attention a little more to the chat.
And you're gonna make one swell bear.
Khaled, thank you for the follow as well. I appreciate it. I would make a DJ Khaled joke here, but I feel like you probably get that a lot, so I won't. As someone who endlessly gets Jake from State Farm jokes, I can appreciate the holding back on an obvious joke thing. I can't wear khakis anymore, you guys. It just, I can't. It can't be done. They've ruined that for me. Maximus, hello. My day has been okay. I hope yours has been well as well. Not khaki colored khakis and not with a polo. This background's not going to work. It's too close to Tank's skin tone. I do have a pair of khaki colored khakis that I try not to wear when people would notice them. If it's just a day where I'm going to be like sitting at a desk or whatever, then I don't really mind. But if I have to like be up and walking around, it's a no-go for me. Because I don't have to listen to people talk about it. Needed a chill vibe? Well, I'm glad I could provide a chillness. Like a cool winter's breeze, I'm here to provide a chill. And today we're just on some Backstreet Gaming. Just wanted to do a quick little simple one. Would like one chill, please. How was that? Was that chill enough? That little musical riff that happened? Was that good? Should I provide additional chill? I almost forgot his hand. Wouldn't that have been awkward? Would have been a spooky floating ghost hand or something. Love the comic. Hey, thanks. I'm glad. I had a lot of fun with that one. I don't get to draw Felix being intimidating enough. Except for like as a fun little jokey joke. Someone from work is texting me. Stop it. But yeah, I think I like typed the caption wrong, but no one corrected me, so I assume people understood. But I didn't mention it at all on Instagram, so I guess I can explain. Anyways, but the past like comic I did with Felix meeting Roz for the first time, and then the drawing I did right after where I was thinking about Cecil's hair again. Both of those things were in preparation for the comic I did yesterday. That was the thing I really had wanted to draw the first time. But then I was like, I haven't drawn Felix meeting Roz and establishing that he thinks it's adorable that he's so small. So I had to do that first. And then I was like, well, also I want to change Cecil's hair, so I gotta do that. And then finally it was like, okay, now it is time to draw angry friend being angry. What makes him so mean? That's another little comic that I want to do, but I haven't gotten around to figuring out how I want to draw his siblings yet. Because he's another one with siblings that I never draw. Everybody has siblings that I just don't ever depict. Because that means I have to figure out how they look. Wanted. Thanks for the follow. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you. And I hope that you're doing well. I forget the thing I was looking for. It's this button right here. Is that the right color? I don't know. I don't know. Where's that other thing? This one? That might be better. You must go. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a wonderful evening. I'm gonna make these borders a little more darker. That might be too much, but we'll find out. That's not that bad. I'm gonna do it again. Just because. all the siblings interact just as if they were the boys. I would if it was like a one-to-one kind of thing where like each of them has like a sibling that could take their place. But that is not the case. I'll brighten that up just a little. Just to kind of make him stand up from the background some more. But yeah, not all of them even have siblings. Roz and Jesse here are both only children. Kai is too, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. I always forget about Kai's origins. There's like a long story that's with that I haven't fully solidified, which is why I never talk about it. When in doubt with story stuff, just don't mention it until you figure it out later. That's the rule that I've learned. Make an entire comic book like publish hard copy. Yeah. The longer one that I would like to do is one that I was considering printing, possibly if I ever figure out how to do it. Like how I want the story to go. But also I would just like release it online somewhere. On, I guess, itch.io now is the place to be. Because the usual place for comics turned out to be not a great place. Jesse being an only child tracks. Yeah, it's true. He's very much like that. Totally fine being alone kind of person. Wait, who's emerging from the ocean on a clamshell? I assume this is a Birth of Venus reference. But I'm not sure who you're talking about. Oh, Kai. No. Not exactly. But not as far away as you'd think. I guess. That was intentionally vague and slightly misleading, but he didn't emerge on a clamshell. I'll say that. So a surfboard. Well, you guessed it. You got it in one. You done did it. You've solved my puzzle, Batman. Tizzle, hello. He's a machine like David Hasselhoff. His pecs are mechanical. I'm gonna group these before I start getting myself confused. I don't really need to name them because I think I'll be able to figure that much out, but I will anyways. Just for the sake of making it clear. Let's go with this color, actually. I thought I was going to go with like a warmer color for the lines, but I think I'm going to go with this this color instead to kind of make it pop out a little more. Doesn't do like a ton, but it's something. Okay. I need gold controller. Let's go with this color. That seems gold. Gilded enough. Happy little highlight. Yeah. And actually, I think I'm going to bring that below here because some of these controller bits are black also. Like his hairdo. So I'm going to do that. I think it has like black on the tips of the controller. Generally. And probably like the shoulder buttons. Whoops. Just wanted this tiny little bit. I didn't need the whole thing. Speaking of controller and things, anybody get the Steam Deck? Are those like available for people to like have, or is it just reviewers that have them at this moment and the people that live in Seattle that Gabe Newell visited? I'm curious to see like what other people that aren't reviewers think about them. I did not pre-order one because I assume it's going to be one of those. Yeah, it's pretty alright, but wait for the second one. Let's go with this color. Let's see how that looks. Got an exam tomorrow. Nice. You're gonna crush it. It's gonna be so easy. You're gonna be like, wow, I was worried about this. I know all these things. Oh no, my pencil. It's at 5%. I want a different color for his pants. This one? That's not bad. Okay, this boy now. I'm so tempted to give him the same color shirt that I always give him when I don't know what color shirt to give him. I will fill it in for now, but I want to change it because I always use this color. Power cables are my inner saboteur? Maybe? I'm not sure what that means. You mean like power lines? Like the thing that brings power to the houses? Oh, or like the dude who sings in the Goofy movie. If we listen to each other's heart, we'll find that we're never that far apart, or whatever it is that he says. Because maybe love is the reason why something something eye to eye. Man, I want to watch a Goofy movie again. Such a good film. I enjoy it so much. It's like one of the 3 movies I have physically on a disc. Bear Boy, hello. Oh, because I never charge things. I do charge things, though. That's the thing. They just always die when I need them to not. I usually charge everything, like, as I'm sleeping. My bed is just like a mess of cables that I just have to hope I don't interact with while I'm asleep. I try to keep it organized, but it doesn't really work out every time. Still have it on VHS. Nice. I have it on DVD. What are the other movies I have on DVD? I think they're like near me. I know one is Goofy movie and one is Inception. Because I also very much enjoy that movie. No, not Inception. Interstellar. The other one that's like that. But not that at all. Darken seems fine. Apparently Darken's not fine, because it's not going to show up on his hair. That's unfortunate for me. Mike, hello. I'm going to use the shadows over his eyebrows here to really sell the intensity with which he is frowning. Can get a little more of an exaggeration in there. Than I can if I'm just using lines, because I use large lines, so it would become indistinguishable at a certain point. Gotta show up in Goofy movie cosplay. Real talk, I've always wanted to cosplay as Powerline. Mostly because cosplaying as Max would be like, he's just got a red shirt on, what are you doing? But I feel like doing a Powerline cosplay, everybody would be like, oh, it's Powerline. Or at least they would be like, that looks familiar, what is that from? And then we could all sing the song and do the perfect cast together, and it'd be great. It'd be a wonderful, glorious time. Until I'm approached by someone who's much younger than me, and they're like, what is that? And I'm like, oh no. Suddenly I'm old. And I just wither away and become dust. That feel when you get Thanos snapped because someone doesn't understand your reference because you're old. Tank got his nickname because yes. That was initially it for why I named him that. Because I always drew him with tank tops. I'm gonna call you Hax. Because I'm not sure how to say the rest of your name. But thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. I hope you're doing well. I'm sorry I don't want to mess up your name. Not tank tops? Wait, what? Oh, no, yeah. That was the main reason. The first like 5 times I drew him, I didn't draw him with sleeves on. So I was like, I'm going to call him Tank because I've only ever drawn him in tank tops at this point. But also there's like a real lore reason that I will explain in another comic someday. That's another one that's like, oh, I would like to get to this at some point. I just haven't really gotten around to it. I don't like that. Curious about what his name is? That's the mystery. That's the comic. That's the joke that I want to make. Because this boy also doesn't know what his actual name is. So the joke will be when he finds out what it is. I just haven't decided the funniest way to do that yet. Because like the ironic and or funny, I don't know if it's actually ironic. It's like rain on your wedding day. Sorry, couldn't resist. But most of the other people know what his name is. It's just Jesse mainly that doesn't. Because Felix would know based on the mail that arrives at their apartment. Kai would know because they work together. Tanker Bell. Oh man, can I change my answer? His mother named him Tanker Bell when he was just a wee lad. Tankulus, and he's an Elden Ring boss. What was that Dark Souls boss? Tarkus? Iron Tarkus or whatever his name was. I don't know anything about him except he shows up and like is really scary unless you summon a dude who like just completely suplexes him out of the map. Brother of Tonks from Harry Potter. How did Tank and Jesse meet? No, they are not roommates. They live in the same apartment building though. In like a very similarly numbered apartment. And Jesse kept ordering a lot of food. And Tank delivered food to him once and was like, wait, this isn't my apartment, but it's very close. We should be friends. And that's just how that started. Initially, Jesse was annoyed because that's how he lives most of his life. But eventually, Tank pestered him into becoming friends. And now they hang out all the time. Now Jesse's a blushy boy. It's true. It do be like that. When is he not? Also true. Again, it do be like that. Apartment mates. Oh my god. You like being called Bug? It can be pretty endearing. Someone calls me Bug sometimes. It can be delightful. My headphones being weird. Your nickname was Bug growing up? Delightful. Wonderful. Any particular kind? Or just like a bug in general? Sorry if I like sound weird. I'm messing with my headphones here. They were being uncomfortable suddenly for some reason. Something about this seems weird. I don't think I like it. Lifted up rocks to find bugs. You're like the bug catcher in the Pokemon games. Oh yeah, that's another thing that happened since the last time I streamed. How y'all feel about them new Pokemans? You got a favorite? I have a favorite so far, but I'm reserving judgment of which one I would prefer to use because they got me with the last one. I was like, oh man, I really love this sad lizard boy. And then they were like, surprise. He grows up to be some weird pervert sniper. I was like, I don't like this at all. I don't want him in my friends. I don't like him at all. But yes, so far, the little, the spicy little alligator friend is my favorite. So as long as they don't ruin him into be some weird, some weird thing later on, he's the one that I would be like, yes, become friends, please. I can't wait to see what kind of firefighting he will become. They're running out of types of fighters, though. But wait, don't all the fire starters do like a Chinese zodiac thing? Which one would he be by the end of it? Which ones are left? I guess is probably the better question. Not all of them? Which ones don't? I thought they all did. Am I just not remembering that? Some say it might be fire ghost because it's a ghost pepper. That would be really cool. I do not expect that to happen, but I want it to happen. I would love for that to occur. But again, I feel like every time everybody wants something new, it's always a fire and fighting type. And then everyone's like, why? Game Freak, why you doing this to me? New Fire Ghost starter. Oh yeah, with Arceus. Does that one count? Because they were all like starters from other games. I see that one omitted from people's like, which is your favorite starting type or whatever. So I assume people just kind of don't count that one. Only left is ram, horse, snake, and ox. I feel like it's going to be a snake. If I had to guess from those options, I feel like it would be a snake. Cool if you ended up as a dragon. That would be cool. Snivy's not a fire type though. All the fire types like end with a thing that could be as far as I'm aware at least. I don't know, I could be wrong now. But all the fire starters end with something that could be part of the Chinese zodiac. I don't know why only the fire ones do, but something about it. I don't know. Euphoria is good. Also, to answer your question, I would be listening to the Euphoria soundtrack right now because I enjoy Labyrinth's music, but I don't want to get a copyright strike, so we're not listening to it. But I enjoyed it. The last episode was pretty good. It started off with like a lot of laughs and then became very emotional as it went on, and that's all I will say about it in case anyone wants to watch it and hasn't seen it yet. Although, speaking of music in that show, there was a part like kind of early in that episode that involved someone singing a song, and it went on for a while. It was like very like awkward to me. It reminded me of like that thing of like when someone approaches you or something, like you're at a social gathering and someone's like, hey, can I play you a song on my guitar? And then they do, and then it goes on for like a while and you're like, okay, I don't know, am I supposed to look at you? Am I supposed to close my eyes and enjoy the song? What am I supposed to do here with this interaction? And then it like, he sings this song, and then it just like keeps going. It's like, oh, okay, second verse, cool. He's gonna end it here though, right? Oh, we're doing a bridge to this song. There's a bridge now. And another chorus is happening. Okay. Alright, we're just going for it then, huh? And then he gets to the whole end of a song and is like, but I'm still working on it. I'm like, you have a whole song. You're done with the song. I was like, why did this go on for so long? It made me uncomfortable. The amount of like cutting they had to do away from this person because it was just like a whole song. Like for an extended period of time. I was like, this is too many. This is too much. You could have cut this sequence down. It could have been shorter. I mean, it wasn't a bad song. It was a good song. I just wouldn't have done the whole song. I will do some shiny bits because I can. Euphoria wall. Maybe ad will work here. But yeah, it was good. Aside from that one weird part with the song that went on for too long, but I enjoyed it. It's like kind of annoying that everyone hypes it up all the time though, because it's like a legitimately good thing. But I feel like because everyone's talking about it so much, that a lot of people will miss out on a legitimately good thing because everyone won't shut up about it. And that's a bit of a bummer, but there's not a lot you can really do about that, I guess. I think I watched It's a Sin. I think that's the one that I saw that was quite sad. I'm not sure if I remember. Ty, good night. Thank you for hanging out. I hope you have a wonderful day tomorrow and a wonderful night tonight. Haven't seen it, you just see it through clips. Sorry, I'm like looking back up in the chat because I missed some things because I was rambling about that song. Yeah, I mean, you can kind of get most of it through all of the random discourse online because, again, it feels like everyone's talking about it all of the time. But the reason that I enjoy it and watch it is for, like, there are a lot of shots in that show, like, from a cinematography standpoint, that is just like, why is this so good looking? Like, it has no reason to be this beautiful of a shot for the scene that's currently happening. Like, so because of that, I got like invested in how the characters are doing. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I'll keep watching this show or whatever. It's not a bad show. Euphoria wall. Sam Levinson, no spoilers, you guys. We don't want to ruin it for other people. I agree, though. But still. Shh. You gotta let people enjoy it. Because it's on site. I don't disagree. Honestly, I think I'm like done here. I guess I'll add the word bubbles or something. I wasn't really going to, but now I will. Actually, before I do that, let's do a couple... Oh, let's do one of these. I'm gonna grab all of my flat color layers, duplicate them and flatten them, and then merge the two flattened layers so that I basically have like a silhouette of all the areas that are colored. So I can select that layer, that silhouette. So now it's just them that I have selected. And then I'm going to invert it so that it's just the background now that I have selected. And then I can come up to this gradient and clear all of that. So now the only part of this gradient that's left is the part that's on these boys. And I can use that to add like a little bit of extra lighting to them here. To kind of like see how that kind of goes like that, you know? I need that other color I used. I think it's this. Because I'm going to do the same thing, but from the bottom this time. And I set this to multiply. But this is one of those things that's like a little bit subtle. But you do kind of notice it when it's there. And just because I'm looking for extra things to do, I'm going to grab this background color. Set up some reflected lights here. Completely and totally unnecessary, what I'm currently doing. But sometimes it's fun. It kind of adds like a little more contour to your shadows, I guess, a little bit. Like it makes round things seem a little more round, if that makes sense. But again, completely unnecessary. You don't need to do this thing. And it doesn't need to be everywhere also. What game is Jesse playing? He's playing Elden Ring. These are all our value layers. And so now I can group all these things together. And we're gonna adjust those colors with a gradient map. Everyone's favorite move. There's not like a whole lot of gradients happening here though, so it may not do like a ton. That's not bad. Kind of want to just turn that down a little. Yeah. Yeah, not bad, not bad. Let's grab this other one over here that we usually do. How's that look? Kind of like that. But I also do like that overlay one, so we'll put that on here a little bit. So this is like harder to see, I think. But this is without all those adjustments we just did, and this is without, this is with. It's kind of hard for you guys to see, but without is like a lot more muted, and with the colors are a little more vibrant. Which is just a little more eye-catchy for the way I like to do things. I'm a fan of bright colors. So now we're gonna grab this color All those adjustments I just did are pointless because I'm moving everything. And I pull this down to make room for the words I'm about to put in here. Now I gotta remember what I did a second ago. I know one of them was this at like overlay. And there was another one that was at like color dodge. And then there was one that was like down here. And that one was like this one. I don't remember what blending mode it was on though. I want to say it was probably overlay though. Good enough. Okay. Sorry, I haven't been paying attention to the chat again. Trying to figure out how I want to do this. How did Cecil and Jesse meet? I haven't quite solidified how that interaction goes yet. I think I'm going to put the emphasis on the word that. I really hope there's not a thing in this game called the Elder Ring, because then this joke is not as funny. And that would make me a little bit sad. Oh, I got that like almost correct right away. Good for me. Bold italic, please. Would there be a colon here? I guess technically there would be. Can I grab this color from his eye as the bubble color? Normally I would try to make these like a rounded rectangle situation. But I think for this one I'll just leave them as ellipses. Little circles. Well, ovals. But still. The key to a good speech bubble is that you always got to make sure the tail is pointing towards the person's mouth who's speaking. And it helps just a little bit with figuring out who's saying what. The other thing that helps that I see a lot of people kind of fall into the trap of is you got to consider which way people read. This happens a lot, and I see it a lot. So I'm going to mention it here because I have no other outlet for my rage, I guess. My graphic design frustration. But because we're in a place that speaks a Latin language, like English, any of the Romance languages, English, French, Spanish, all that stuff, you read from left to right, yeah? So because of that, if you want speech bubbles to show up in a way that like people will understand who's saying what when, you need to kind of follow that. Because when a person sees an image, even subconsciously, they read it in that way, where they'll look at the top left thing first and the bottom right thing last. So if you're putting speech bubbles on your page, you need to kind of make sure that the cadence of the speech, the dialogue, is going to follow that path, where it's like this kind of way. But that's why if anyone out there reads like manga, because Japanese usually goes the opposite way, that's why their speech bubbles are usually laid out going from the top right to the bottom left, where the text goes like this. So, if you're out there and you're drawing comics, please arrange your speech bubbles so that they line up in that way. I made a line I didn't mean to make. But I promise you it will help like dispel confusion later when your people are reading your stuff and they're like, who's saying what when? I want to turn some of these things down because I'm noticing his cheeks look a little bit weird here. Maybe I can just fix it? Maybe I can just fix it. Maybe I can just fix it. Yeah. Okay. I kind of just fixed it. Sort of. I fixed it enough. It's fine. Okay. Wait, did I flatten this? No. No, I did not. Now we did. So now we're going to flatten. Can I erase a little thing? And yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, I forgot to sign it, actually. It's not it. I lied. We're not done. I'm going to put it down here. Yeah. Okay. Now we're done. We done it. I guess that's it. I don't know. It was a pretty short one today. But I didn't really have any super long comic ideas this time around, so we just got a little bit of a short one. I don't know. Thank you everybody for hanging out. It feels so early to call this as a stream that's done though. I don't know. Part of me wants to keep doing stuff, but also part of me wants to lay down. So maybe I'll just lay down for now. And maybe I'll do a longer one on Wednesday or something to kind of make up for it. Unless something Destiny happens on Tuesday that's like, oh, I guess I gotta do this. In which case you will see me after I'm done doing that. Yeah. So I guess that's it for me this time. Draw someone laying down. Perhaps I will do such a thing. Who can say? But yeah. Like I said, if nothing happens in Destiny, I'll be back on Wednesday. And stuff. Yeah, I guess I should raid a person. Who should I raid? Let's raid. I'm gonna raid this person. Because they're doing art also, and I like their art. It's very good. I'm a fan of theirs. Although I don't think that they really like know who I am, but still. But thanks everybody for hanging out. What else do I usually say? Oh yeah. Facebook is not a thing that I use. I don't know why I said Facebook. Instagram and Twitter. I'm the same name there as I am here, so if you want to see more drawings, that's where you can find them. Also, if you want to watch older streams, they're on YouTube. There should be a link for it somewhere on this page. I don't know. And, yeah, that's it for me. I'll be back at some point, sometime, perhaps. I don't know. Everything is a mystery to me, to be honest. So, I'll see you when I see you. And until then, you know, go out and do something cool for someone. Do something nice. You know, it doesn't have to be some grand gesture. It can just be a little thing. But, if you have an opportunity to do a nice thing, do that thing. And I'll see you next time. Let's go watch some more art stuff. And I'll see you guys later. Goodbye. Farewell. See ya. Thank you for hanging out. Goodbye.